the East has gotten weaker. The real reason the East is as weak as it is because the West has once again reestablished itself as the powerhouse of the NBA conferences. Last year, start of the year, was like the East is catching up. The East is starting to do some things, and then some trades happen. Kevin Durant to the Suns. These moves happen. The Lakers get a lot better, and all of a sudden, we're back to, when good players are available, they typically head to the West. So let's do the tier list here as we did for the Eastern Conference previously. Let's do the Western Conference run. Let's talk about the contenders and the not-so-contenders. Categories are the same as I always do on the channel. It is the legit contenders, the teams that I believe legitimately are going into the season as teams that are contending for that championship. Dark horses are teams that I think are just a tier down. It wouldn't necessarily shock me if they won a championship, but they got to do a whole lot to pass through whoever the legit contenders are. And for the Eastern Conference, I actually had no dark horses. It was the Bucks and Celtics and nobody else I gave any potential to win a championship. There's teams that will make the playoffs and not do too much. The play-in caliber teams and the teams that just flat out, you're not it, pal. Let's go in order as it is here as best as I can. Starting with the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie is there, lots more certainty there. Luka Doncic is Luka Doncic, but my goodness, does this team have holes? Like the defense, they're going to allow 130 points per game. Now, they might score 140 points per game, but we saw how things could fall apart last season, and they haven't exactly reestablished themselves in this offseason with new players that make a significant difference. They got off the Bertans contract, pretty good in doing that. They got a center in the draft, but he's not quite at the NBA ready level. I'll put them. The West is good. I think they're playing team. The West is going to be good. Maybe I change them later, but I think there's going to be 6 teams I think are better. Nuggets, they got worse, but they're still contenders. They got worse again. Bruce Brown left. I think he's a significant part of their team. And I think last season they had a real stroke of luck with injuries. Like, really no significant injuries that hampered them throughout the year, and no significant injuries hampered them at all in the playoffs. It's just, to win a championship, everything for a market like Denver especially, everything really just has to come together. And it did, but as long as they have Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, that team can be competitive. Aaron Gordon's still there, great player. KCP still there, doing his thing, being a menace. And this team is good. Christian Brown is going to get better. Lots of good things to like about this team still. Legit contenders. And the Golden State Warriors, man, I was low on the Warriors last season. I was right to be low. I'm not prepared to throw them. Maybe I move them up later, but for now I'm going to put them in the playoff tier. It's just not a lot of support for Steph. I don't buy this Chris Paul pickup. I don't see that as a significant tick up. In fact, I don't see it as a tick up, period. Don't know how it's going to fit together. Maybe the bench is better. Maybe the non-Curry games where he's injured are better. Oh, that could be true, but this team still is they haven't done anything to prove that they are way better than I saw them last season. Houston Rockets, they're missing the playoffs. Yeah, it's fun. New players. If they get the Canadian version of Dylan Brooks, like the Team Canada version of Dylan Brooks, it's going to be significant. If Van Vliet's playing well, it's significant, but still, the West is good. It's going to be tough for me to put them in as a play-in team. The Los Angeles Clippers, they're a dark horse, but they're never healthy, so they're not. They're a playoff team because every year they get to the playoffs and they don't have the full cast of players. They can't win a championship. Next up's the Lakers. I buy into the purple and gold. I like the moves they've made. They have really, really sharpened up this offseason. Oh my goodness, the business that this team has done. New acquisition in Christian Wood. We're going to see how well they can hide Christian Wood's deficiencies as a defender. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it deficiencies. He just flat out can't defend anything. He is a premier offensive talent, but he cannot be on the court because he cannot stop anything. And Dallas really learned that the hard way. Lakers are only paying him the Lakers are paying Christian Wood less than what the Raptors are paying Garrett Temple this season. That purple and gold do something to a fella because they just get the most ridiculous contracts. Austin Reeves came back on a team-friendly deal. D'Angelo Russell came back on a very friendly deal. Rui Hachimura, not so friendly, but at least they brought him back. This is a force to be reckoned with, I think. Can I give them enough of a jump to put them as a legit contender? Maybe I change it later. Okay, next up is the Memphis Grizzlies. I buy in. I mean, I always buy into the Grizzlies as a dark horse. I can see them doing it. Like, I can see things coming together and them doing what Denver did this season. Having a healthy year. Hopefully, Ja Morant gets his shit together. And if it's a healthy year, Steven Adams healthy, Brandon Clark healthy at the end of the season, Jaren Jackson Jr. healthy, all these things, Desmond Bane taking a step up, I can see this team legitimately competing and going for a championship. And hopefully I'm not considered crazy for doing that. All right, next up, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Watching Anthony Edwards play at the FIBA World Cup, it's just a gruesome reminder to the Timberwolves. This guy's ascent to superstardom in this league. You bet 4/5 first-round picks on his partner being Rudy Gobert. All of those picks you could have used to give Anthony Edwards, the partner in the point guard position, the partner on the team, the duo, the 1B star. Because Anthony Edwards, my God, is he going to be a superstar in this league? I'm telling you. I've been telling you. You got Rudy Gobert instead. A team that doesn't make sense. And you're paying Rudy Gobert for all this time. He has all these draft picks. It's so stupid. It is possibly the worst trade in history. They're going to waste away Anthony Edwards like they wasted away Kevin Garnett. But they're still good enough to probably be a playing team. There you go. The Pelicans, when they were healthy last year, they were right up at the top of the West, but health is a factor. You know, Zion's not going to get a fully healthy season. No, he's not. They're a playing team. They are a playing team for now. I'm looking down my list, and I may have to bump a team or two that I don't want to bump. I'm gonna have to start bumping some teams here. There are some good teams here. I gotta start going with the certainties here. Victor, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun with Victor, but Spurs still are not good enough to make the playoffs in this loaded of a conference. The Jazz are fun. It's fun, but it's not good enough in this loaded conference. I'm close to putting them there, but I still have to get to some really good... Portland, bloody hell. Portland are going to be near the... Portland could be the basement team this year, actually. Portland could really be the basement team this year. I'll put them at the bottom there. All right. The Sacramento Kings, they really caught lightning in a bottle last year, but they showed their deficiencies for a playoff run. I wonder if they got past the Warriors, how much trouble they would have given the Lakers, but they still lack that bite for me to say they are, right up near the top. But I would put them beyond the Clippers. I'd put them beyond the Warriors. Yeah, they're a playoff team. Let's go to the Suns. I mean, the implication here, I almost want to do... Oh, no, I can't. I almost want to put the Lakers on their own tier in the middle here with the Suns. As, I don't think they're quite up there. Let me explain the Suns. I get the talent there. I get all the talent in the world is there. I'm not sold on the fit. I'm just not. I wonder, Devin Booker as point guard is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks, but I imagine Devin Booker will be the point guard this season. Bradley Beal, what's his role going to be? Kevin Durant is going to be Kevin Durant. What are you going to get out of DeAndre Ayton this season? Do you have enough beyond those guys? Because last year you didn't. You didn't have a guy who could fit into the four. And in the offseason, they did a good job of finding a lot of buy low sort of free agents. Bates Diop, Yuta Watanabe, to name a couple of them. Just a bunch of minimum guys that they're hoping they strike gold with one of them. They got Eric Gordon as well. Massive pickup. Massive pickup. But it's just a lot of guys are looking to strike gold with. You're kind of spraying and praying. Not sure any of them will turn out, but the upside you have to love enough to put them here. Are they legit contenders? It's tough to say they're not. It's tough to say they're not. Health is a factor. I want to rename this because I'll put these three together because I'm not sold on any of them as the superpower. But I think the Grizzlies are better than these guys, but not quite on these guys. I think the Grizzlies are a dark horse. I'm not going to, I'll just call them contenders. I think these are the best 3 teams in the Western Conference. It wouldn't surprise me if the Grizzlies managed to put it together and come out of the conference. It would surprise me if the Kings did it. It would surprise me if the Warriors did it. And now that we have 6 playoff teams, I have to bump the Clippers into a play-in team. And I'm comfortable with the way this is kind of laying out right now. I would be surprised if any of these 4 teams did not come out of the Western Conference this year. Lakers are good. I think the Lakers are really good. I'm going to put them here. I'll still respect Denver as the reigning champ. Finally, OKC. And they're going to be good. They are going to be good. Shea's a superstar. Chet is going to be great, I think. J-Dub, going to get better. Going to continue to get better. Opportunities to fill this team out and really start winning games. Yeah, I'm going to put them in the play-in. I'm going to put them in a play-in spot. Am I going to put them above? Who am I going to knock out is the thing. I got to knock out one of these teams. I'm not going to knock out the Timberwolves. I'm going to trust Luka. I'm going to dump the Pelicans. I don't like doing that. Don't like doing that at all. But the West, my goodness, the West is way more loaded than it was at the start of last season. This is what I'm going to go with here. Thunder, I think I told you about, like, you talk about Shea. We talk about Chet Holmgren. Shea's a superstar. Chet's going to be great. J-Dub's going to continue to get better. I got to put him as a play-in caliber team. I got to. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I trust Ant. I trust Luka here. I can't trust Zion. I can't. I can't trust the health of that team. Is B.I. that guy is going to carry them? Not so sure. But for what I have over here, it's tough. I had the Lakers and Suns here. The Suns I'm considering putting as a contender. But I don't, like, in the Eastern Conference, it's a clear top of the tree. Bucks and Celtics are by far the best teams. The Nuggets, I don't see that this year. I just don't see them as a superpower I did last year. I had them as a top seed, as a contender last year, as a top 2 seed last year. Was very right about the Nuggets being a top 2 seed. I had the Timberwolves beside them as a top 2 seed. I was very wrong about that. You know, it's hit or miss for some of these things. But I don't consider the Nuggets a full tier above these 2 teams, the Suns and Lakers. But I do consider these 2 teams a tier above the Grizzlies. So my thoughts on this conference, I would not be surprised if any of these 4 came out. Nuggets, Suns, Lakers, Grizzlies. They came out of the West. I'd be surprised if the Kings did it. I'd be surprised if the Warriors did it. I was low on the Warriors last year. I had them as my 6th seed. That's where they finished. I was low on the Kings, but I'm higher on them now, but I think they will taper off a little bit. But this is where I kind of see it going down. These are the playoff teams. These are your play-in teams, and these are the teams that miss out. I can see the Jazz sneaking in. I can see the Pelicans definitely sneaking in. Can't see the Spurs, Rockets, or Trailblazers doing it. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Where would you have these teams? Where would you change things? Let me know.